Hey y'all, it's Tasha with Pine Knot Family Farm. Welcome back to our channel. Today is going to be a little bit different video. I'm actually by myself. I'm alone for the weekend. The boys are with their dad and Levi is out in Colorado elk hunting. So I thought instead of staying home by myself, I'm going to come up to the lake, which is where we have a little camper at. Except I'm not going to go out on the lake. I'm actually going to go flea marketing. It's kind of like my little honey hole for flea marketing, and I haven't really got to go much all year. So I decided I was just going to take some time to myself, check out the Salvation Armies, the Goodwills, try to get up in the morning and do a little yard selling, and hit a few of my favorite flea markets. So I wanted to try to take y'all along with me. By the time you see this video, the boys will be back. Levi will be home. Actually just got here to the camper. I'm fixing to go to town and start flea marketing. I come in and turn the air and water and stuff like that on. But on the way here, there was a little storage, like those little storage buildings, and they had a couple of people with the doors open and they were selling things. So I want to show you my first find of the day. All right, here is what I found. It's an All-American number 7. It's got a good flat bottom. Everything on the inside looks good. So hopefully that's a good start for my flea marketing adventures. And that's actually spoken for. I've got 2 larger ones like that already, and then I've got a small one. One of my fellow YouTube friends, she's been on the lookout for one, and I called and I said, it's yours if you want it. But just to let y'all know, I gave 20 bucks for that. So even if she didn't want it, I was like, I can't pass that up. An All-American number 7, with all the parts there. Probably have to replace a gauge just for safety issues, but $20, you can't pass that up. So hopefully I will get to see her soon and it will be sitting on her shelf. All-Americans are just the way to go if you can, and I don't have a new one. All of mine are, actually all of my canners are used from flea markets and stuff. I don't own a new one at all. So if you're wanting to start getting into canning, start looking at flea markets and yard sales. You just don't know what you'll come across. Like I said, you don't have to have new stuff to can. I buy used jars when I can. Occasionally I have to buy new ones. All my stuff is used and it works just as good, if not better. So the All-Americans, if you're not familiar with those, it's metal to metal. There's no seals, so you don't have to worry about keeping extra seals on stock or the seals rotting out on you. It is metal to metal. All you have to do is take a little olive oil and rub it in between where that metal sets and you're good to go. So no replacing gaskets or anything like that. All-American is definitely the way to go. So I'm fixing to head to town. I'll take y'all along. Hopefully we find some more good bargains. So I don't know if y'all noticed, but one thing is it looks like fall here. There is leaves turning brown, they're blowing in the wind, they're falling everywhere. It just looks like fall, but it is 88 degrees today. So it is overcast, so it feels a little bit better, but it's looking like fall and it's feeling like summertime. So hopefully summer is winding down and it is fall right around the corner. It's hard for me to want to put out any fall decorations or pumpkins or straw bales or anything like that right now whenever it's still 88 degrees, but it does look like fall, so I'm hoping that it's coming. It's got to be right around the corner. All right, so I went to the Salvation Army. No luck, didn't find anything there. So I'm hitting another thrift store before I go to the actual flea markets. Well, I didn't find anything in there that I just couldn't live without, so on to the next store. I just love all the stuff in this booth. And Pyrex. Look how old this thing is. I did not even realize they had sealers like this. Guess you hang it on the wall and seal. That is pretty neat. $20. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen these Fire King white mugs. We used to pick them up every time we seen them because Levi's dad, that's all he would drink his coffee out of, and he broke one or two of them. So every time I seen one, I picked it up for him. So that reminds me of him. Okay, so I just went to 2 flea markets. They were right beside each other. I seen a couple of things that I may have been interested in, but they was way too high on the price. I'm betting at least one of those flea markets has went up on their booth rent because everything in there was pretty pricey. So I'm guessing that that's probably what happened. The only things that I'm really interested in trying to find is the Foxfire collection. I've got 1 through 3. Of course, cannon jars and cast iron. If anything else was to catch my eye, that's fine. Those are kind of the things that I'm really looking forward to. I think I'm gonna call it a night, head back to the camper, and we'll try to go yard selling in the morning and hit one more flea market, and I will take you all along. So we'll see you in the morning. Y'all, it's day 2. I'm gonna go to one more flea market that I skipped yesterday and hopefully try to find a few yard sales this morning. So we'll see what we can find. So they really didn't have that much at that yard sale, but I did find 3 of the Southern Living cookbook collection, and I don't have many of the newer ones. I do have a few, but I kind of took a gamble because I don't remember seeing, normally like these I can remember seeing the picture on the front. So they were $2 a piece, and I did have one of our great viewers, and I consider one of my friends, I don't know that she wants me to mention her name, but she did send me the 2 that I was missing for my 80s 90s collection. So I do appreciate that, and I will treasure those forever. She knows who she is. And then the 2007. So I'm gonna start working on the newer editions of it now. So that is what we picked up there, $2 a piece. Let's see what else we can find. Okay, that was worth the turnaround on the second yard sale. I spent $3. Everything was $1. First thing I got was the glare, the Trail of Tears across Missouri, but it actually talks about Arkansas, and it actually talks about the county we live in. Austin, both of my kids, but Austin especially, is really into history. Vietnam War, Civil War, things like that, he's really intrigued by. So I try to pick up these books to build up his little collection, and when he wants to sit down and read them, or we want to read them together, we can. They're not, he's in 3rd grade, and they're not teaching history or science. It's strictly English and math, but that's a totally different subject on the public school. So I am going to start trying to teach him some of that at home, because that is something he's very interested in, and he's not getting to learn it at school. The next one was to add to our collection, Andrew Jackson and the Trail of Tears to the Civil War. It's actually a book that's probably a little bit too big for him right now, but I thought this is great to add to our collection. When he gets older, he can read it, or Levi would actually really like this one. And third thing, for $1, I got a Pyrex. If y'all know me, I love Pyrex glass bread pan baking dish for $1. So perfect. See what else we can find. So this is actually probably my favorite flea market of all ever. So I saved it for last. Slept there and I spent a whole like $2 and some change. So I'll show you what I got. It's sourdough. It tore when she was taking the tag off, but that's fine. Sourdough cookbook. It's got everything from hush puppies to muffins to, oh my gosh, everything in here. So I do have the sourdough starter. So this would be good to add. And then just a cast iron cooking magazine. I actually get these magazines now, but this is an older one that I haven't looked at, and I love just looking at older magazines. I'll tear out the recipes and put them in a folder to try later. And then a ball canning book. This is an older one that I actually do not have. Let me see if I can find a date. 1993. I love these old books. I know they say now not to reference them, not to, you know, this and that, but I think it was mainly for the timing. So I always look through these and then I compare it to my new ball canning book. But folks, these people didn't die. And sometimes, like, I know my blackberry jam and muscadine jam, there's a couple other things that I get out of these older books that's not in the new books now. So this was $1. This magazine was $1, and then this sourdough was 50 cents. So $2.80 with tax, which I think is crazy that they have to charge tax on used stuff, but that's just the rules. That's the way it works. I am actually headed back to the camper. I'm gonna shut everything down, and then I'm gonna head to Hardy because they've got a craft show today and tomorrow. So Hardy is actually halfway home for me, so it'd be a good spot to stop and check out and see what they got. So we'll see when we get there. I'll make sure and take y'all along, but for now I'm gonna go get the camper shut down and start heading that way. I stopped at a yard sale a while ago and I got this roaster oven for $5. The last one I picked up at a yard sale for $5. I just got it out and it works great. They said this one worked. And $3 for this whole set of Golden Harvest. They're kind of like canister jars, so they'll be great for storing flour, sugar, something like that. They've got all different kinds of sizes. So then I stopped at this place. If you can see over here, it's like a storage building, and it was like $10 for a large cart, $5 for a small cart, or $1.25 a piece. So I got a couple of these gallon-sized jars, and here's a couple of smaller like pickle jars. But these jars are great for storing stuff in. And I know Levi had been wanting a gallon one to put his money in. Left the craft show. I didn't stay in there very long. I just kind of walked through really fast. I kind of went in the shopping mood at this point. I think I shopped myself out from flea marketing. If you know what I'm talking about, just kind of like buzz through. But there was a booth that she said, oh, all these shirts in this tote are Christmas shirts left over from last year and they're $10. Well, that got my attention because I love these little raglan shirts. So, and I got it big so that way I could wear it with leggings and stuff. But Merry Christmas, and I absolutely love that old farmhouse truck. So I did get that for $10. I thought that was a really good deal. All the rest of them were smaller sizes, so they had a couple of cute ones that said farmhouse Christmas and stuff like that on. But they were size smalls, and this girl ain't no size small. So I am headed straight home now. I gotta get back home and feed animals. I made sure when I left yesterday that I completely topped off everything, and I didn't leave till yesterday afternoon. So right before I left, I topped everything off. My dad's down there. If I did want to stay another night, he could go down and feed everything, but I just need to get back and take care of it all myself. But I am going to drive through downtown Hardy right now. This is kind of the historic part, lots of shopping and antique malls and different things like that. Gold candy store. They filmed a show here, Clash of the Ozarks, I think. It only lasted a season. I think that was the name of it.